So here I am in a beautifully peaceful setting in the mangroves with Jebel Jais behind me. We are looking forward to the 2026 edition of the Ras Al Khaimah Half Marathon and hoping for some extremely fast times. It's a 2-lap course of Marjan Island. Conditions are looking really good. Can those course records dating back to 2022 be threatened? Jacob Khaimah holds the men's record, and I'm sure Jeffrey Kamwara, who will lock horns with him in London, would love to be able to rattle that record and set a new one. Good luck to everybody taking part. Enjoy the racing.
Well, a very warm welcome to you to the 19th edition of the Ras Al Khaimah Half Marathon. That was Paula Radcliffe yesterday, enjoying some of the sunshine out on the ocean, the Arabian Sea. Conditions are just about perfect, Paula. We were hoping that the wind would stay away. It's not too cold.
That humidity, that's good for me here. We've seen much higher in previous years, and the athletes will be extremely grateful for that. As you can see, the wind speed is still staying low at the moment, which is what they're looking for. Now, I think things are hotting up in terms of performance-wise and not too much temperature-wise.
Ras Al Khaimah 2026 is in its 20th year. The half marathon has got a reputation for wonderful fast times and wonderful winners ever since its first race in 2007, and the much lamented Sami Wanjiru, who went on to win the Olympic gold medal the following year, he ran a world record here in 2007. Now this year we've got 2 former world record holders and 2 former champions. So let's concentrate on Jeffrey Kamwara, one of the all-time greats of long-distance running. Jeffrey won here in 2013, just 2 seconds off the world record.
My name is Jeffrey Kamwara. I'm from Kenya, and I'm 5 times world champion. My objective coming here to RAK is just to come and run a great race. I was here 13 years ago. I won a race and ran a great time. And I'm here again with a great opportunity to also run a great race.
He went on half a dozen years later to set the world record in Copenhagen, 58 minutes and 1 second. And that too is still in the world's top 10. Now in the interim, Jeffrey won 2 world cross-country championships and 3 consecutive half marathon world championships. He's won the New York Marathon twice, and last year he won Rotterdam. So even at age 33, he's still on top form.
There's the lineup for that men's race. Kamwara starts as extreme favourite, I suppose, although Jamal Mekanon, perhaps better known as Jamal Yima, is very much one of those likely to challenge him. They have got a pacemaker who will be taking them out at 58-minute pace exactly, so we're hoping they'll go with that.
And the women this year around about 65-20, the fastest for Oida Kafali, who probably comes in as the favourite. Just behind her, Gladys Chepkorea.
Yeah, 6 men have broken 60 on this course, 5 women have broken 67. We can take a look now at the course, though, that they'll be racing on. This Al Marjan Island complex, which has been built up over the last 10 years, it's quite spectacular. They start there just off the mainland, head out onto the 4 different islands of Al Marjan. There's a 2-lap course. This is the first lap. There's a U-turn there, and then they come back towards the start-finish line, where they take a U-turn there at exactly halfway, head out on the 2nd lap. This is the 15k point this time, on what we call the lollipop section, and then back on the big curve there, where there's a massive new development going on, new hotels galore, and then that long straight, about 1 kilometre long, in towards the finish line to the course. Here we go then. And they're racing in 2026. Hope that the pacemakers do a good job here today. I say pacemakers, there is only 1 pacemaker, and that is Edwin Kipsaisak, who is a 61.51 half marathon runner. He said he thinks he can get to the 10k point at 58-minute tempo, which is 58-minute tempo, by the way, is about 2:45 per kilometre. So they need to get a 5k 13:45. There's no let up really when you're shifting at that speed.
No, there isn't, and I think that's why they have the pacemaker, just the one in there at the front of this men's race, just to get the ball rolling and get them into a race situation, and then I think the men will continue on their own. The women, of course, benefit from going off just behind the men.
Well, here's that women's field without a pacemaker. It doesn't look to me like they're really hammering along here. That is almost jogging pace, isn't it? And I do wonder whether or not it would have been wiser to have a pacemaker allocated to the women.
You can see one of the men at the back there, Matej Husha of Slovakia.
Now that's a good indication, Paula, in this men's shot, because almost single file behind Kip Sisak. And that suggests he's stretching them out. The predicted race time, 57.34. The RAK course record is 58.35 by Kiprop back in 2022, 4 years ago. So that is suggesting a course record by a minute. As we see Tadesse here in this men's race, just beginning to struggle already, going with this quick pace, and it's not surprising because it is super fast.
As they go through a water refreshments table there as well, not too many men keen to take that because the conditions are good out there.
And that pack has whittled down. It was 12 strong. Looks to me now like it's about 8, and you can see in the background there, extreme left of picture, one or two athletes just beginning to tail away.
Yeah, he's just turning the screw, and at the front, majestic is Kamwora, a little bit taller, the taller athletes out behind him. That is young Dillo that I was talking about. He is just 20.
But interestingly, you see Kamwora to the left of that shot. He looks so relaxed moving at this pace, doesn't he? There's just something about his form. When others are looking a little frantic, he looks very calm.
Yeah, I think we mentioned before, didn't we, that really his sweet spot is perhaps this half marathon distance, and he comes in excited and ready to race. There are the women just passing 5 kilometers in the background. Their last kilometer, 3:18 coming up on the clock there, so maintaining that pace, not yet wanting to get caught into a faster tempo, and certainly a lot more caginess on the women's side. You can see the main pack is still all very much grouped together. They are taking on water at this stage, perhaps indicating that they are not operating at maximum speed yet. Kamwora now moving right up alongside the pacemaker, trying to chivvy the pace along a little bit.
Yeah, 58.33 is good. That's fine, because athletes like Kamwora, you tend to close fast, don't they? You know, he'll wind it up in the last quarter at least.
He will, but it's down to him now. I did just notice the pacemaker just have a little word to Mekkonen as he dropped back, and that is him now dropping off the back of that lead group. So 22, approaching 23 minutes of racing, and it is now down to racing on the men's side.
And I think there's been a significant injection of pace here from Kamwora. 23 minutes on the clock, and he has turned the screw here, and he's really making them work. And I don't know whether or not he will have said something to the pacemaker, or the pacemaker will have said to him, look, I'm sorry, I'm shot, you're going to have to go. But he has grabbed it by the horns, so to speak, and is in control of this one. He's leading them a merry dance at the moment. Mekkonen, Jamal Yima Mekkonen in second place. Well, that men's group is whittling down. It's only about 6 or 7 strong now.
And finally, we're starting to see a little bit of stretching out in this women's pack, although it is still down to Magdalena Shauri of Tanzania to set out this pace. But at the moment, the pace is dawdling, should we say.
Razal Khaimah has developed a reputation for brilliant racing and really quick times. Kamwora has whittled it down now to a pack of what, about 4 or 5. And Jamal Yima Mekkonen in the dark long socks has been the one man who has dogged his heels right from the gun all the way. But interesting, isn't it? The Bailu is there as well.
From that overhead shot, you can see and get a real impression of the damage that Geoffrey Kamwora is doing by pushing on at the front of that lead group.
Dillu is suffering here. You can see the tall figure of Dillu. He's the Yismo Dillu Meniberu. He's a 59.23 performer. He was the winner of Cardiff back in October, as they negotiate the turn here near the start finish, very near our commentary position, about 200 metres up the road from where we sit. There we are. You can see right in the centre they negotiate that U-turn and head out on their second lap. Kibor has been dropped, Brian Kibor, and he's at 58.39 performer, but he's having a bad day at the office. Is Brian Kibor, the 24-year-old Kenyan. Here are others, big names there. Liche, he's struggling to go with this form as well.
It just shows the calibre and the effect of what Geoffrey Kamwora is doing. And I think, look at that, the really impressive, the white socks kind of highlight and shoes. highlight the cadence and the turnover.
Khaimah has done a lot of damage these last 3 kilometres or so. They've gone through 11k with a 2:44, and that incorporated that U-turn, so they are motoring now. We might see negative splits here today, having reached 10k in 27:42. It's Rono who's challenging him, and this is a bit of a surprise, Paula. Well, they're the elite athletes crossing from one island to another. It consists of 4 islands, this Al Marjan complex. And we see that women's elite field. Paula, 32:45 at 10k. It's on the slow side. We were hoping it might be, well, a minute and a half or so quicker than that.
It is picking up now. They're gradually picking it up and winding it up each kilometre. So we are now down from those early 3:20 splits down to 3:13, but you can see the gesturing from the women. They're just trying to get somebody else to come to the front and do a little bit of the work. Still, Magdalena Schauer is the one, the marathon runner. They're leaving it to her to set that pace, and the others happy to settle in.
This U-turn they're going to negotiate now is at about 10.1 kilometres, so means they've gone through 10k in about 34 minutes, something like that.
You can see now some women starting to drop off that lead group, so this pace is definitely picking up there. It's starting to string out.
The men to the left of picture with Khaimah still asking the question, still, what, 5 in that lead pack. The burden on him to drop the others, and they're slipstreaming him in effect now. You can see Jamal Yimamekkonen tucked right in those long green socks behind Khaimah. Look, you can't see him. He's so tight behind Khaimah and way back from this lead pack as Dinky leads that little pack through. Wallerlane not having a good day either.
The metronomic pace that Khaimah is setting at the front, and it's really, really starting to hurt these men. You can see Masai struggling to go with it now. Rono is actually slipping back. 2:46. He's so consistent, so good at doing that, and you can see the effect it's having on the men behind. Kibede also finding this pace tough to go with. So many of these women finding the pace harder than we would have imagined. And as the king of the half marathon distance starts to pull away and the others forlornly giving chase, there is Balu trying to stick, and the gap is opening.
It is indeed. Khaimah has made the break and has kicked away, hoping to get under 58 minutes here.
Also, so you see the mass race get underway there, and they are chasing these elite men down the field.
So I've traveled all the way here to Ras Al Khaimah to run my fastest half marathon.
Looking to PB today.
Plan for today is to just go out, enjoy it, take in the beautiful scenery, and hopefully get under 1 hour 30.
Today I'm celebrating 10 years in RAK half marathon.
We're going to go out at 4:45 pace, stick to that, and then try kick on the last 10 kilometres.
Aim to hit a sub-2 today.
Today we are going to run 21k. Inshallah, I will done it successfully.
Just under 2 hours. Like, I think for me it will be like 2:15. So I'm here for this amazing event today.
I'm just here to have fun and to enjoy the moment.
The best half marathon in the world.
Well, last year there were 10,300 entries on the day for the different distances here in Ras Al Khaimah in the 18th edition. This 19th edition, we understand numbers have gone well beyond that. Over 10,500 entries today for the different races. It's built a reputation for giving the opportunity to set personal bests. Yeah, I reckon that elastic has snapped. Powerful in the legs. There he goes through 17k, 46.55, let's say. At 17k, the fastest of the race so far at 2:42 his 17th kilometre, and that's the one that did the damage. That last kilometre, 3:03. Now they're racing, now they're beginning to run hard in this women's race. Coming through 15k, we're down to what, 5 or 6?
Yeah, it's certainly picked up, and as you were saying, I think a huge amount of this was down to the fact that they were lulled into that steady pace from the beginning, and then to wind it up later, it's harder unless you've trained to be able to do this.
I think Baylor is closing that gap maybe a little bit. Khaimah's last kilometre, his 19th kilometre, was at 2:49, we're being told, from the lead vehicle. So if anything, he's tiring Khaimah. I thought he would continue to wind it up and close really quickly. And here is Baylor now. He's got fabulous speed. He's run 7:31 indoors for 3,000. That's quicker. That's quicker than Khaimah. and he holds the Asian record, 26.54 for 10k on the road. Well, look at those splits. The bottom 2 times there on that list, 2:47, 2:48, amongst the slowest of Kamworor's race. He is tiring, there's no doubt about that. And Bailu back there is probably about 40 meters down. That gap is closing, and Bailu has got the bit between his teeth now, and he can see Kamworor closest to the camera. Kamworor, he is suffering, he is tiring, and Bailu in the background is closing with every stride. It's visible from this shot. Is he going to run out of road? There it is, the gap, 9 seconds, and he's got 1 kilometre in which to close that gap.
You can see the shoes, the turnover of Bailu is quicker.
Kamworor then coming towards the finish line. He can see it up ahead of him. Bailu closing, and look at the sprint here from Bailu as Jeffrey Kamworor looks like he's going to record yet another marvellous victory over the half marathon distance. It is his sweet spot, it has been for many years. Kamworor is champion once more, takes the clock there at just outside 58 minutes, about 58:14 unofficially. Bailu comes home for a fabulous second place, and Rono comes home for third place, and he's under 59 minutes as well. It's the quickest time in the world this year.
I trusted the training I did, and after 15 kilometers I thought maybe I can push, because I really wanted to win. So that was the reason I tried to push so much. I feel great because I came here to test my speed and to catch my training. And it reflects very well that my training is really going well.
Back to this women's race though, Paula, and that big pack that looked so comfortable for a long time, approaching 20k, whittled down to 3, and still Shuri.
It is still Shuri doing the work, and still tucked in behind is my pick, young 21-year-old Melknat Wudu, and the other woman in that group is Asmaresh Anli Yezhene, also only 21.
It's been such a strange race on the women's side, a really, really slow first half. They picked it up gradually through this second half, and it throws up some strange results because Anli, I mean, frankly, she's one of the outsiders. We wouldn't have had her in our top 10 probably prior to the race, with all due respect.
They've wisely left the pace setting to Shuri, and now for the first time we see the pair of them move either side, so Shuri can't pick up the pace anymore. 3:06 that last kilometre, so they now are operating at exceptionally fast half marathon splits. Shuri does now try to respond, because once they hit the front it wasn't quite as easy as it was sitting in behind.
Now they're in the long home straight, they can see the finish in front of them about 600 metres away.
And this is now the second time we've seen Wudu and Anli surge either side, and this time I think it is for real. Surging duo of Wudu and Anli trying to move away. They have certainly broken Shuri.
Well, Wudu's only 21 years old. She's a fabulous talent. World Junior Championship silver medalist over 5,000 metres in 2021 and 2022. This is a battle of the 5k runners. It's been a slow, tactical race, this women's race, and Anli now pushes to the front. And here you can see Anli easing away from the pack here to take this one. Shuri, the marathon runner in the background, did so much work through the second half, doesn't have the leg speed. That last kilometre, 3:06. It is going to be a surprise winner here, but a glorious win for this youngster. Anli comes home. Asmaresh Anli Yezhene takes the 19th edition of the Ras Al Khaimah half marathon. Her time well under 67:30. It ends up being a very, very solid, quick race here, despite the slow opening kilometres for the women. But that's the longest race of Anli's life, and she's come up trumps.
So she's happy that she finished the first place. It was a bit tough after the 10 kilometer, but she's really happy that she won the race. And with God on my side, I will try to improve in the future.
And here is the winning form of the men's champion once again. 13 years after his first victory here in 2013, Jeffrey Kamworor comes back to win once again. He's like a fine wine. He's getting better with age, holding his form, holding his smile as well through the final few meters here ahead of the challenge of Bailu, the former Ethiopian, who set a personal best in the background there for second place by a massive margin. That was his consolation, a personal best by over a minute. But Jeffrey Kamworor will get the official time. We think it was 58:13, his second Ras Al Khaimah win. And he goes from one peak to another, does the astonishing Kenyan 33-year-old. There it is, confirmation of the win for Jeffrey Cameron. 58-13 it was, winning by 8 seconds from Berhanu Baidu, who just ran out of road. He was closing the Bahrainian. Gideon Rono, 58-36 for him in third place. Was the second best time ever in Cameron's career, and it's the second fastest time ever in Ras Al Khaimah. 58-13 the win for Jeffrey Cameron there today. And in the women's race, well, what a contrast to Cameron's experience. A win for Asmaret Yesene, just 21 years old, in her debut, winning in 67-21 here today.
It's a great way to start the weekend.
These are tears of joy and emotions. Everyone was just so encouraging.
About my first one with the baby. It's one of my favourites. I think it's the runner's race.
Absolutely fantastic, absolutely phenomenal. We've all got PBs here, so really, really happy.
It's unbelievable. I'm so happy.
It's a PB course. I've gotten a 10-minute PB every single time.
It was amazing. I love Ras Al Khaimah half marathon.
I just love it.
Always have RAK on our calendar. I mean, look, why wouldn't you?
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
It's been a wonderful day's racing here in Ras Al Khaimah. It's still only 7:30 local time here on Al Marjan Island. From Paula, Radcliffe, myself, Tim Hutchings, and all the production crew here in Ras Al Khaimah. We'll see you again next year. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye. It's already the 19th edition of the Ras Al Khaimah Half Marathon. Cameron is champion once more. Takes the clock there at just outside 58 minutes. 58. This is great racing. One athlete after another pouring across the line here.